From 23 to 29, talk about when Lot arrived Zoar and noon, God just destroyed Sodom city and Gomorrah, right? Then Lot's wife looked back, so she became a pillar of a salt. Then also talk about Abraham. He saw that the whole plan looked towards the area. It just looked like a lot of smokes rise up, and yeah, that's basically also another reason. Another thing is the reason why God spared Lot's life is because of what? Because in memory, remember the Abraham. So kind of like do Abraham a favor. I doubt it, because as I said previously, God is a possible favor for Abraham. Another is because that's his gene. That's his gene. So nothing wrong to do it under the rule, arrow of the margin, right? So it's 5 people, 10 people after debate. You have to meet all the requirement. The city should be destroyed. But during the battle, during all the operations, you set the margin for the arrow, right? It could happen. So Lot is 4 people, total 4 people. So they should allow it. Should allow this number. So that's what I understand. Also, people give a lot of talk about Lot's wife. She looked back, became a pillar of salt. I thought it's possible she is not looking back, but God made her look back. Think about it. Do you remember in the New Testament, you talk about without God allow, nothing could happen, even grow a hair, something, right? So is that possible just through the willing power, turn her head back? Because what? Because she's not pure-blooded. Because she doesn't have the gene of God. I talked about it previously. Lot went to the Sodom city. He married with the girl in the city, right? And he became a part of the city, something. So that's very possible. She belonged to the city, and there is no way God to tolerate someone without his gene survive from this game, since it is already like a meter requirement. So 4, 3, no difference for him. That's my conspiracy theory. But anyway, people always think about some like God is mercy. No, he asked people to kill all the animals, even all the animals, just kill. So all genes with different gods, he was not allowed to live. So that's what I think. Lot's wife, actually, God want her just to be eliminated. That's my thoughts. Nothing else in this chapter. When Abraham get up and he worry about the Sodom, and so he look about it, talk about previously, the smoke is pretty high, so he can see it. He can see all the smokes, and that time there is not many kind of like that area, a lot of stone, right? A lot of stones. You don't have much trees, so it's easy to see all the smokes. That's the story, the first part of the story. After that, we're gonna talk about Lot and his daughter to produce next generations. Lot and his 2 daughters left Zoar and settled in the mountains, for he was afraid to stay in Zoar. He and his 2 daughters lived in a cave. Just this one sentence means a lot. Gives a lot of information. Firstly, let's talk about who wants to go to Zoar. Lot. He wants to go there, right? Because what? Because that's the small town. There is a human being, there's civilization, and he might have some kind of ambition to get developed, go up, or became the elder of the small town. That's at the beginning that we already said. Lot has some kind of ambition. Lot is a dream boy. But what made him left Zora, and what made him afraid of stay in that town? It's very interesting, right? The dramatic change. We need to think about what when he say this, and when he did that, what element were missing? His wife. So in here, at the beginning, Lot, his wife, and the 2 daughters tried to went to Zora, and he's full of confidence. I want to go there. I might have some, advance. I make something in that place. But you know what? After his wife became a pillar of the salt, he reached Zora. He was afraid, so he left Zora. And what he did, he just lived in the mountain, living in a cave. So that's what I think. Okay, that's my hypothesis, or I try to think. Firstly, I think his wife may have relatives in that small town, because his wife is a local, and then they may have relatives spreading around. So based on that relationship, he will get helped, and he will become the elder. He will be a good social position. But after his wife died, he lost the bond between him and the local. Also, local people are they alienize them. It's just like, because remember at the beginning, people just, no matter what you do in the city, people just record, okay, he's an alien. So one is they clearly alienize everyone. Also, another thing is maybe the facial, maybe the feature, something make him just, you can't deny that, can't make the difference, right? Can't make the same. So he will not get any advance in that city, right? That's what I think. Also, people will have the culture blame every change, every disaster to foreigners. It's like when you have in ancient time, when you're on a boat, or when you have a disaster or something, you always blame some like a ugly one, or deformed one, or something different than us people, or something. Then we sacrifice them, or we kill them. We thought we eliminate the disaster. So that's, I think, Lot at this moment, he will be treated as the cause for the Sodom. So he afraid. He left. But why he live in a cave? Just near the Zora, right? He left in the mountain, and because less threat. Not many people can get bothered. People feel less threat, so people no bother them. But another thing is, think about it. We saw a lot of like a survival game. People like make a house, make a good mansion. I talk about good, like a mansion in the mountain, right? But he just like make it easy, just make a cave, live in the cave. It's kind of like a downgrade so much of his life. Downgrade. From here, I see like he may lost all his ambition. He depressed, and he has no motivation at all. So he just survive. He just play the survive game. Yeah, that's I see in this sentence. From 31 to 35, in here, like Lot's daughter, the older one, one day she generates some kind of reason, talk about we have responsibility, okay? We need to make the whole family line continue. And so, you know what? Since there is nobody here, the Earth's customer, so let's just sleep with the father. So he let the father drink and drunk and sleep with the father. Then second day, the younger one did the same thing. And that's the story. So people will think about, firstly, it's incest, right? Incest. But don't you think God cared about this? God didn't give a damn about it. Why? Because all his gene continued. That's the first things he cared. And the incest is very popular in ancient time. Father sleep, grandfather sleep with daughter, sleep with granddaughter, in order to get a son, a male offspring. And that's like in Sumer's documents a lot. Yeah, that time to populate, to generate offspring is the most important things. But why two daughter wants to make a father drunk at this moment? I think it's the civilization already kind of like goes to the level. It's a little bit, it's not complete, but it's still a little bit of shame, a little bit of kind of, you have a, not forbidden, but it's not good. It's not good to do between the father and the daughters or close relationship. Yeah, so if they want to do it, they want kind of like cover the eyes to do it. But my question is, the science research showed, right, when male really drunk, I'm talking about really drunk, you can, it's hardly, the research showed hardly people can do the erection, you know. Yeah, you can't do it. You can't do it just because your muscle cannot do it. So you cannot do sex, right? But since later two daughters were pregnant, right? Were pregnant. So I think Lot at this time, he's not that drunk. He's able to do it. One is a wine. You know, do you know how much wine you need to drink to make you totally just toasted? You need a lot. But Lot, they live in the cave, live in the mountain. Two daughters gotta get lot of wine, right, to make a father to drink. So they still have money. They still have enough money to buy the wine at least, or they have enough resources to get all the wines. So I think if Lot didn't drink that much wine, that means he's kind of knew what's gonna happen, what's going on, and he just like, fuck it, who cares? He just totally give up. But why? After the daughter, the elder one, he has no guilty about this, and he continued to the second one. I don't know if it's a one-time event or it has multiple times. Highly doubt it once you will really get it pregnant. So they may did like more times. Yeah. But anyway, this is not my concern. My concern is why God still call Lot righteous, right? He still favor him. Think about it. He's a weak mind. He has ancestor sin, and he has all kinds, like he betrayed Abraham, And he has all kinds of weakness. I'm talking about, if you listen to my previous talk, you'll notice Lot has all kinds of weakness. But God still willingly talk to him, still willingly to negotiate with him, or the angel still help him. I think we have to notice the most important thing is gene. He is from the Abraham bloodline. He's carrying God's gene. So that's the only reason God favored him. So God doesn't give a shit about you have adultery, you have incest, you commit the murder, you're stealing, you whatever you do. It's none of his business. None of his business at that stage, at that time stage. He only cares is make his gene, make his offspring spreading as wild as possible. But that even proves God has no knowledge, or God has less experiment, the data collection or data analysis of our soul, until latterly he realized the soul, those earthly things, those emotional things, those adrenalines will contaminate our gene, will do all the works. Then he start to make a 10 commandment, make a new. Eventually, our body is useless, so he changed it to the soul. So it's kind of like you can see the trend in this whole game. Who's working? Fallen angel work also. One day, the girl suddenly generates the idea, right? And based on the Earth's customer, that kind of inner urge, inner impulsive thoughts we want to do with the Father, lay with the Father. That's the emotional things push her to do it. So that's what fallen angel can do it. Who give them hard time? Who? Zora, the small town. Small town belong to what? Belong to Earth. The Earth make them alienized. You are not one of us. We give you a hard time, right? Earth is patiently, just based on the rule, do a little bit, push you out, give a hard time. But you know what? Earth's not doing those dramatic things that easy. Same thing, fallen angel, push the emotion little bit. They are very patient. So we are within the battlefield between the God, fallen angel, and the earth. That's obviously, I can see here. Yeah, let's finish chapter 19. 36 talk about both daughter got a son from the father. The first son called Moab, the second son called Binami. Son's meaning in Hebrew is Moab is from father, and the second son Binami is my people, right? So both later became some more people live in the east side of the Jordan, east side of the Jordan. So they did made a promise, they planted, and through we thought adulterer incest. But right now, who would or who gives them about this? Think about it. Those Moab, those Binami, they're like descendants. They've been married with Jewish, Israeli people, Hebrew cross marriage all the time. So the gene still there. Even Jesus, his both parents' side, they have that gene. So I think that even proves my theory. At this moment, do whatever you can do to keep occupied the earth. to generate offspring. So whatever we were doing in God's eyes, nothing. It is nothing. Yeah. So it is human history is very long, very long. Before Bible recorded, maybe there are a couple civilizations. Couple civilization disappear, come back, disappear, come back, different style, different forms. And people may doing even wicked things than we can imagine. So what? So what? It's within God's heaven's eyes. In this whole universe, there are many things we cannot imagine. So I think the first things we need to do is make peace with yourself instead of make peace with God. Why? Because if you make peace with God, you never made a peace with yourself. God is just a shell. God is just an outfit inside of you, still rotten, still painful. Unless you make peace with yourself, even without God, even you butt naked, walk in the rain, against the wind, you are happy, you are fine, you're confident. But people always say, okay, God is my shield, God, Lord is my shield, my armor, walk me through the death valley, something. I would say like the first thing is religion is a good thing. But before religion, you need to find yourself through religion. Then with the help of religion, you can walk further. That's my suggestion. That's the end of chapter 19.